Right, hello everyone. Welcome to Hilly's stream for Sunday night. We're with FGR and it's going to be short qualifying 50% race at Zandvoort, Netherlands. Apologise for the late start. We've been having problems. There's a problem with the game at the moment, which is, basically, we think it's because of the time change in Europe. So the 1 hour clock change overnight. So it's unfortunately not showing up any EA friends. It's only showing up your platform friends when you go in to invite someone. So we've had to go a really long way about it, but I have to say that the guys have done an absolutely fantastic job. So a massive shout out to Big D and any admins that have contributed, because we've done a great job in getting this sorted, quite frankly. So well done, lads. But I think we're pretty much there. Still working on it a little bit, I think, but we're getting there. I did do a little check around just to double check it wasn't just us having an issue, and yeah, no, the other leagues are having the exact same problem. So it isn't just it isn't just an issue for us. It's for the leagues. So I'll just keep an eye on Discord and see if I can see anything happening. Yeah, some of the drivers asking, could we please could we maybe do one shot qualifying, which it looks like they've changed it to, so fair play. Yeah, EA and the clock's going back. Don't mix. Hey Apple, yeah, we're gonna do one shot quali. Oh, gonna make me cry. Why is it gonna make you cry? You'll be absolutely fine. Just don't invalidate whatever you do. Just don't invalidate. Don't hit those curves that make you spin around, Apple, and you'll be absolutely fine. And you, Axel. Hello, Axel. Avoid those spinny curves. And watch out for those invalidations on your one-shot quali, lads. You don't want to be starting at the back from Zandvoort. uh... Oh, Apple. So, some ticks going ahead now, so I think we're doing something. So, again, because I know I said it all before people joined, so I'll just say it again. There's a problem with EA tonight, so that's why we're running late and starting late, guys. So I apologise for the late start, but we're doing a one-shot quality instead. Basically, your EA friends list is only showing up the people on the same platform as you, so in my case, Xbox. So we couldn't get the crossplay players into the lobby. So we've had to do a long workaround, which has taken some time, but we're now ready to go. And it looks like we have had, I think, one dropout, so we've still got 15 drivers, which is perfectly enough for a really good race around Zandvoort. And hey, one-shot qualifying's fun. Guys, with one-shot qualifying, I'll almost certainly just stay on the driver that we end up on, okay? And we'll do a hilly hot lap with him. So, whoever it is, because problem with one-shot quality is when you try and change driver, it instead of just changing normally, it does a fade-out, fade-in thing, and it takes ages to change it. So, we just whoever we're on is who we'll do the hot lap with. just hope that's not somebody that can hear the stream, so that I put them off, because I don't want that. Pot luck, though. My dad is watching Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves from the 90s, and I remember this film coming out with the famous Bryan Adams song on it. So I forgot how good a film it was. Absolutely brilliant. For its day, for its day. Right, we were all ticking, but it's changed now. Right, so have another look in Discord, see if I can see anything. Yeah, everybody's been told to unready up. Right, so I think we're just trying to get one or two more in who are on PlayStation. See, if everybody just owned an Xbox, which is the best console out there, it'd be much easier, wouldn't it? Ah, for example, yeah, just seen. La 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 la. Do 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 do. Let's get back to Discord. It's read it wrong, man. Come on, Joe Bradley. Spell it right, sir. You forgot the N in mushroom. No, not having any luck at all getting these PlayStation guys in it. It don't seem. So, I think we'll be starting to go soon. Again, sorry for the delay, guys, but not a lot we can do. Oh dear. Oh, we just lost somebody. Absolutely, Connor. Oh, Raya, all it was that's left us, he's gone. Oh, Joe Bradley's got in. He's He's one of the PlayStation guys. Joe Bradley's in. Come on, Todgerd. If Joe can do it, you can do it. Don't look like Todgers is having any luck. It is. Grad's, it's legendary.
Do you mind?
Oh dear, Connor. It's alright. Oh, I was just about to say it's alright on mine. You were in the yellow, just one bar from the top, but then it just suddenly dropped to the absolute lowest of the low. But you're not the only one, to be fair. There's loads of people on that red, so I shouldn't worry. I don't take any notice of that anyway. That status, it doesn't. I don't think it means a bloody thing, quite frankly. I'm waiting for these two to get in though. We've lost another driver, and then hopefully we don't lose any more. It's the thing with making it one-shot quali. You could have carried on through a short qualifying trying to get people in still, but one-shot quali, you can't do that. Oh, Bobble has been splashing the cash apparently. He can tell us what it was on. Oh, have a look at this, he says. Daily Supreme says at this rate it's going to be a one-shot quali with a free lapper race. Oh man, but Bobble, that is the deal of the century. He's only gone and bought some Nestle Munchies, a pack of Nestle Munchies. Wait for this, they were reduced for clearance down to 9p. 9p, guys. That is the deal of the century. Could have actually sold that online for £1, I reckon. Come on, guys. Let's just go. I think it's time. If you can't get in, you can't get in now. Ah, I love the one-shot quali. It's a good laugh. Servers were better on F198. They actually were. You didn't used to have problems back then, did you, Big D? You know, yeah. You had to link the two consoles. Remember that? Link the two consoles. Even the very first F1 of this sort of more modern series in '96, well, it had been '97 because it was made from the '96 season. You could link the consoles to have multiplayer. Did you know that? That's pretty clever, isn't it, for back in those days? So one-shot quality is going to be banter. It's always fun. What are we waiting for? Just one person. But we are off. So into the one-shot quality go. As I said before, whoever we happen to be on is who we're going to watch. It's potluck. But I'm guessing, guys, they will have some time to do their setups, etc. Sure, that's all been said in the chat. Let me have a look. Absolutely, Big D. Those were the days. Just blow on the cartridge and it was all good. You're going back a bit further there to the Mega Drive days. That's where I played my first F1 game. Would have been on the Mega Drive, which would have been Super Monaco Grand Prix. First proper F1 game I would say that I loved was a game called F1 by Domark. They used to sponsor the Arrows team. Remember that? Okay, somebody's already hit the buttons already up, so hurry up, guys. I think we lost one. I think Dylan Sutton's dropped out. So we are on with Greta for the qualifying and hilly hot lap. Let's hope he's not still listening to me. Let's put him off. So here we go down to turn 1, down the third, late turn into that you can open up the steering and get on the power. Through the flat out second and then into a slight lift into the third, turn 3 I mean. Turn 40, hairpin, take that around, open up the steering, get on the power, head all the way up the hill now, flat out through here, still running the tyres, and into the fast sweeping right hander, only down to 6, keep the power in all the way through the corner pretty much, then just a lift for the right hander, heading then into the late braking right hander, again open up the steering so you can put some power down between the two corners, and then you want a late turn in again for the left hairpin, open up the steering, DRS open, down to the right left now, really attack this corner, you can use plenty of curb on the inside on the right hander, avoid the curb pretty much on the left hander, again open up the steering, flat out down to this right hander, really awkward corner, I actually think it's one of the more difficult corners on the track where you can ultimate corner, then flat out through the final corner, DRS opens just before the final corner, and over the line for a 109.124, puts Greza in P4, Axel took pole with a 108.592, Apple 108.896, 109.071 for Nick, Deadly Supreme in P5, Connor 6, Bobblehead Army 7, David Dell 8, Dylan Sutton 9, T's in T in 10. I'll do all the rest in just a second. So T in 10, Paul Diddy P11, Joe Bradley. You may have crashed at turn 4, Joe, but you got further around than Mushroom, so you start P12 because Jack L, Mushroom Kingdom P13, Jack L and Big D were both disqualified, so they will start at the back. There's the Director, there we go. There's the invalidations. But, there we have it. Right, we got yeah, Dylan actually dropped out. So not dropped out, but he disconnected. So I don't know. I'm hoping he'll be able to get back in. I'm hoping they're going to give some time here. So I'm going to grab myself a quick coffee, guys. If they start, they start. But I'm going to have to go and get a coffee. Apparently Dylan's not even loaded out yet, let alone got back in. So anyway, be back in a moment. Right, guys, so back with you, and you haven't started yet, so that's good news. I just wondered as my dad was finishing watching the Bryan Adams film if I could, the Bryan Adams film, I literally did just call it the Bryan Adams film, didn't I? The Robin Hood film. If I could actually listen to that Bryan Adams song that spent 16 weeks at #1 without feeling sick, but apparently not. Yeah, that one. Everything I do it for you. Oh. I hope I'm not just sat in a lobby with nobody in it anymore, because obviously I've been off making a coffee, I don't know. Yeah. Ooh. Oh, we wait and we wonder what has happened. The three people that just joined, no, this isn't karaoke with Hilly tonight. It's just waiting. Somebody's been kicked during the one-shot qualifying. Trying to get him back in. Here we go. Oh, and there's no formation that, guys. It's straight off. All the lights are on. Out they go, and away we go at Zandvoort. Axel leads us away from Apple in the Red Bull. Nick in P3. A few changes at the start. One car running a bit wide at turn... make that two cars running a bit wide at turn 1. Oh, and then there's an Alpine round. There's T. No, that wasn't T. That's Paul. Sorry. Night, Dad. So, some great starts. Joe Bradley up 5 places. Jack up 5 places. Mushroom... Big D, sorry, up 4. Mushroom up 1 now as Big D gets past. And Axel's pulled over a second already on Apple. He's got Nick really close. We've got the yellow flag. And it's T who's lost his front wing. He has lost it way off the track, so I think we'll get away with that. Without a safety car. So, the top 4, just putting a bit of a gap, Axel specifically, to the leaders. But there was Bobblehead making a move on Deadly Supreme to the inside and lead up to turn 1. Gets the move done really before they reach the break-in. So up to P5 for Bobble. Nice move, nicely done. Really close racing here between Jack, Connor, Big D. Two Mercedes involved here. Taking on McLaren. Just got on the grass there a little bit. Controlling his return really well, actually. So he's not too sort of really hit Jack. But, in the end, has to file in behind Jack for the moment. T has made it back around to the pit. You'll know there's every chance a safety car could occur here at Zandvoort, so Big D with a lovely little switchback move on Connor, up to P9. It was me. Jack's had some trouble there. I think at the penultimate corner, that's allowed Big D through. He's actually catching back up on his teammate, but he's not going to make a move. He's going to hold off for his teammate. Just go up to Deadly's right on the back of Bobble, so much so, in fact, he has to ease out through turn 3, going into 4. We head now up the hill. A really fast right-hander. So far, it's been worth the wait. Fantastic racing so far through the build. He just needs to be a bit careful here. He's on the verge of being lapped by his teammate, and well, that won't be ideal where he's going to be lapped by his teammate if he lets him pass now. Ain't going to be a lap down. He's got a yellow flag, and that was pulled. Or something, maybe a half spin in the Alpine. Looks to be 14, but it's absolutely fine to carry on. No obvious signs of damage on the car. Back then, just want to double check the settings on it. Am I like destroying your ears with sound here? Yes, I probably am. I apologise for that. Let me just turn it down. There we go. Find that better. Apple managing to hold off Nick and Grez at the moment. Let's get to the tyres. We haven't had a look at those yet. So our top 4 at the moment, all starting on the mediums. Bobble, who's P5, started on the softs. Dudley Supreme just behind him on the mediums. Sauce won't do too many laps. You might get 10 out of them around here. You might get more. You might be able to get more, but it'll be very slow at that point. As Dudley Supreme makes the move. And he's through, and I think that is T. He's having some issues there with the Haas. At the moment, on the hard side, the only driver to start... Oh no, he didn't start on the hard side, but he had to make a pit stop. He lost his wing. So switched to the hards. That is Deadly Supreme, who's gone round at the penultimate corner. Going to solidify here right in front of the Aston Martin and the Tauri, and that's going to allow, I think, Mushroom through. Deadly takes to the pits. Mushroom gets past David Dale. That was really untimely, but look, they both run wide, and that's allowed Paul Pitty to get past David Dale, taking advantage of that. Good on your toes thinking there from Paul. Deadly was having a good race. He just got on ahead of Bobble for P5. Big D occupies that space now. He's just gotten past Bobble, and there goes Paul Pitty past Mushroom Kingdom for P10, making the most of those soft tyres at this early point. And that is the Haas of T. I'm not sure if he's just had a spin or whether he just got out of everybody's way, because he had 4 cars approaching him. He might have just moved. Right, Bobble here, looking to come back at Big D. I think he's just... Is he going to run out of room? I think so. He's going to run out of tarmac. So you'll be looking to stay on the back of him now if you can, and look to make a move next lap. As I say, these softs will very, very quickly start to lose pace once they hit that first sort of cliff. So Joe actually managed to get past Bobble there. So he should have stuck with that one, but that's up the hill going into the fast right-hander. Let's go back up here. So Axel now leading by 4 seconds. Just saw him going around that corner just ahead of us. Yellow flags again. That seems to be the other Haas. So I haven't know too much about that. Nick looks like he might be in trouble here. Greza has got to run out the final corner. They've both got DRS. But Nick burns the energy in order to defend on this lap. So, as he'll be aware that he did that because he was using some energy himself. So he knows he's just managed to make Nick burn some of his energy in defending that lap. Paul Pitty gets up to P9. Actually, before they reach the corner. So, all up to 9. Connor down to 10. Oh, he just runs a little bit wide. He caught a little bit of grass on the outside there, Connor. May give Mushroom a chance out of the hairpin. I don't think so. It's Jack who's trying now to get past Bobble. I think the softs are just struggling now. I don't think it's anything else. I think they're just already struggling. So Zandvoort it's one of the races you can look to two-stop at with no safety cars. There's no doubt about that. So I think that's what they're looking to do. 28 laps as he crosses the line will be remaining. So 2 14-lap stints on medians if he was to pit now. Could do that, but he's going to carry on for the moment. Jack can obviously see the red light flashing away, but he's a bit too far back to make a move this time. Just looking at the other gaps, it doesn't look like anybody's close enough behind us either. Connor's the closest, but too far back, I feel. Yeah. Back to Jack. That is, again, that's T in the Haas. T's. I don't know if it's T or T's. I think it's T2602, so T. This point's all the way down. Tonight, everybody scores points who finishes the race, so T at the moment, just keep going. We've already scored some decent points tonight, but regardless, if anybody else was to drop out, then is have a crash and retire, anything like that, then he'd only be growing his amount of points that he'd be taking home with him. Surely this time, as Bubble goes to, oh well, I thought he was pitting because he moved to the inside. They both cross the pit entry line. So, Bubble decides to take a bit of a dive to defend it, but I think gives the place back actually. I think he felt that maybe he dived a bit. It looked like he come off the power and gave the place back on the exit, so I think that's what just happened there. They've lost a bit of time from that though. Apple still holding on to P2. Axel still pulling away, 6 seconds up the road now. So at the moment, Apple just holding off Nick and Greza, who I don't think are in any particular rush to get past. He picks up 5 seconds speeding into the pit lane here. And he had a yellow flag, which was I think was a McLaren. I'm trying to work out which one. I think it was Connor in P11. Yeah, he drops off the back of Mushroom, so I think it must have been. Nick. What would these guys be thinking? Will any of them be thinking about undercutting, or would they rather stay out longer and have fresher tyres for the rest of the race? Could one of them maybe switch strategies? Would one fancy pitting early on the first set of medians in order to switch to a two-stop? Just looking at where they'd likely come out, and I think they'd come out somewhere around the Mercedes of Jack, I think, but yeah, there's quite a group of cars there, so maybe not at the moment. It's probably a little too early to do that in a way. Turn round. You see the overspeed that Nick gets with the RS, but it just doesn't seem to be able to stick quite close enough to Apple coming out of the final corner. Might be that Apple's running a slightly higher downforce, so perhaps he's getting away throughout the lap through the corners. And Nick, obviously with the aid of DRS, with a much better straight line speed. You have the Ferrari of Deadly Supreme on fresher tyres, catching onto the back of the Aston of David Dale now. Just keep an eye on that gap, because that's going to create an overtaking opportunity in just a moment. Some others. Jack is getting onto the back of Bubble once again. Same tyres. Again, Nick opens the DRS. Has a better corner this time. But again, just too far back. Not interested in burning the energy to try and get this done, because there's no real value in it at this stage of the race. And Grez is not attacking, so no real rush. Let's just quickly nick to Deadly Supreme then. Or actually, no, look. Oh, hang on. Yeah. Is he making a move here? I think he is. Yep, so he does a little switch back on David. And he'll get the DRS as well in order to hold on to that position. I'm just going to Jack because he's making a move as well. Bubble holds him off on this occasion, side by side. Always difficult around here, but they pull it off really well together. Jack. Oh, Bubble really gets a good swing around the corner, and he's going to retake the position again. Not giving up, is he, Bubble, at all? Fair play to him. It is allowing Paul Pitty to catch them as well, so he's coming up into the DRS zone or range of them. And it's the first time Apple's looked like he might be able to break the toe. But of course they reach the straight again. Nick gets the DRS, and back up he goes to being just 4 attempts off the back of the Red Bull. Go back to Jack and Bubble. They've caught the Haas of T. So that is, of course, giving Bubble DRS, but despite that, Jack still has fantastic straight line speed. And through he goes, surely this time. Oh, there's a bit of contact. I think the ghosted Haas is causing some problems here. Yeah, I do say, if you are like, just mind out the way of the other cars. There's no point. It does put people off, and I do think that led to a little contact between Bobble and Jack there into turn 1. But no harm done in the long run. As Connor's having a bit of trouble, I think, through turns 3 and 4. He's okay, and no damage. So, oh, he has got damage actually. He's lost his right end plate. Okay, it's obviously important. So he'll be round to the pits, and it's in around about the sort of time that you can pit in order to go to hards to finish the race. So it's actually at a point where you could go to hards and finish the race, or you could go to mediums and do a 2-stop, or softs and 2-stop it instead. Oh, just gets a little oversteery out of turn 1 there. Perhaps he just caught a bit of the bad air. Bubble is looking to come back at Jack once again. He gets a much better exit. Has to ease off in the end. Use that overtake. Use that overtake through there. Never going to get past, so don't use it. It's one of the things you got to learn in league racing. The overtake button is a commodity. It's not. Oh, Paul! Oh, what's he done? He spun it round out of the heavy braking right-hander before the hairpin. He has lost something off his wing. I don't think it's the whole wing. I think it's just a right end plate. Hence why a yellow flag sufficed. I think if he had lost his whole wing there, we might have seen the safety car. It's quite close to the track there. And here comes Bobble, who looks close enough, where he may be able to make a move. And into the pits comes Jack. He feels his softs have had enough now. And we're definitely at the point where softs have had enough. So, I think we're well past that point in all fairness. Let's come then to second, third and fourth, still in the same order. As, Paul gets 5 seconds for speeding in the pit lane as well. This is just to rub salt into the wound. So, Grezza's in. Grezza in on this leading group. So Grezza's going to look to undercut. He's trying to work who they've caught. Is that David Dale? So they're past the 2 McLarens, yeah. So they've just lapped David Dale. So they've lapped up to including 12th. Axel way up the road. He's actually gone past Paul Piddy. But of course Paul will unlap himself when Axel pits. I think Paul's got the pace speed to stay within that sort of range of Axel, and before to be able to do that when he decides to pit. Grezza has come out in complete clean air. Did only just nip out ahead of Joe Bradley, but he did get out ahead of him, so that's important. Completely clean air, and he's already chipping away at the gap to Big D, which in turn you would think means he's chipping away at the gap to Apple and Nick as well. So will both of these guys react, or will only one of them react? Let's have a look. Nick's got DRS, so well, they're both coming in. They're both reacting to Grezza. DRS there for Nick. I'm surprised a little bit that he didn't actually opt out of the pit stop in order to carry on. Whereas Grezza is just coming through the final corner. Apple making his way down to the line. It's going to be close. Apple is coming around this corner. You can see Apple on the right hand side of your screen. He's going to come out just ahead of Grezza, but Grezza does get past Nick. As you can see, Nick's got a little bit of a gap. He should be able to make up. You'd think that Apple also going to have to get some temperature in his tyres, so he's going to be fighting to try and keep Grezza behind while he creates that temperature in the tyres. So I fancy that that's going to give Nick a chance maybe to just latch back onto the back of them. Oh, his Axel picks up 5 seconds speeding into the pit lane. Here goes Grezza for P3. He is through and into P3 then. It's Axel into the pits, picks up 5 seconds, but he's going to come out with a plenty big enough lead as Big D also is into the pits. So Grezza. So you all go past Big D. So sorry, that was Apple getting back past Grezza with the DRS on the pit straight. I was a little confused as to what was happening now, sorry. Sutton into the pits as well, but he's on his way. Along with the Aston. That is actually the Aston of Joe Bradley. He's going to exit P6. And Mushrooms picked up a pen into the pit lane as well. We've got a yellow flag. That appears to be McLaren. Was it Connor? I think that was Connor. But Axel, despite the 5-second penalty, still leads this race by just over 10 seconds. So it's not really looking like that's going to affect him. But after the pit stops, this battle for P2 is carrying on, and Nick is right on the verge of getting back within DRS. He has got DRS, in fact, and he should pick up. Well, he was going to pick up a bit of a double toe. So because of the overtake that we can see going on ahead, Grezza at the inside of Apple. They're side by side on the exit, and and Apple on the outside. I think maybe Greza decides not to battle through there. Not worth it, I don't think. And that's all that then has allowed Nick to just 6 tenths behind. So he is now back in this battle for P2. So what can Greza do then? What can he do? What's he got in mind? He knows he pitted the lap earlier, so he knows in terms of tease leaves us. Let me just see if we can invite him back in. Axel sets fastest lap of the race with 1 minute 10.8 on the hard tyre. Not a bad lap. Anybody in this group wants to make a move right now, I would suggest that it's Nick. That will be pretty interesting getting past Greza. He's on the identical tyres to Apple and will probably feel that he's got the better opportunity. But it's not teammates, so there's no reason Greza's going to make that easy for him at all. I believe Greza is in a championship battle, and we've got a safety car. We've got a safety car. Wow, okay. There's the safety car coming out of the pits. Can we spot? Yeah, there it is. It's Connor Forber who's lost his front wing. As mentioned, it does depend where it happens, look, but he's clearly lost it somewhere that's close to the track. So it's either bounced onto the track or it's just too close to the track, and it's caused the safety car. So everybody back in, I would imagine, to go to mediums. I should think might be softs. Axel's going to the mediums. He's going to serve his 5 seconds, of course. But yeah, everybody coming in. We've seen some of the guys that started on softs go this sort of distance before pitting. There's a bit of a difference there, isn't there? There's a lot of difference between, you know, going as far as you can on the tyre you started on to trying to get to the end of the race at pace. And you've got to think that the medium tyre must be the best tyre for doing that. Now, they had lapped quite a lot of cars, so I'm just going to have a little look here. Double check who's on the lead lap and who isn't. So I think down to Deadly Supreme are all on the lead lap, so the top 11 are on the lead lap. And then, yeah, P12, look, David Dale. It had a little bit of a battle on the pit exit there, but David Dale is in P12. They are a lap down. Now, will they be allowed to overtake? Oh dear, Apple says he thinks his throttle is broken. Is there anything you could do now under safety car? Maybe turn it off and on or something like that? Reconnect it or something? Apple? While the safety car's out? That might do it. I don't know. I'm a pad player, mate, so I'm not the best person to give advice, but I know sometimes that can work. So, David and Connor catching up onto the back of the lead pack now. So will they be allowed to unlap themselves? I noticed I was in a lobby in the 100% race last night, and I did have it come up at one stage that lap cars are allowed to unlap themselves. That actually came up on my screen, but there was an issue at the time. So, because it was saying it to me, even though I was, you know, I was still on the lead lap, so I don't know why it was coming up on my screen. I don't think anybody was actually a lap down either, so. I don't know what the standard G920 Okay, as I say, mate, all I can suggest is turn it off and on while you're under safety car. I don't know. I don't know what else you could do. You'll know a lot better than I do, mate. So, the lap guys not able to unlap themselves. So that's David Dale, Connor Forbert, Dylan Sutton, and T. Although I think T might be 2 laps. I'm not sure actually. I don't know if he's 1 or 2 laps down. I think he might be 2 laps down. But David Dale and the 2 McLarens will still be battling for P12 here. They're going to have a battle amongst themselves, I guess. Still got a race on. Can make it difficult. There's Delhi Supreme not onto the back of the safety car yet, so we are going to do another lap under safety car. So we'll be on to lap 23 then, which means we will restart on lap 24. Who took the opportunity to pit? David Dale took the opportunity to pit. That's quite clever. Gets him out of the way of the cars that aren't lapped, but also gives him fresh tyres for his own battle. Deadly Supreme opted to pit there as well, so he's gone now to fresh softs, and we'll catch the back of the pack, ready to go again. Okay, Apple, no worries, mate. I'm not an admin here either, Apple, so I don't know, like, I can't sort of tell you, give you advice on what to do in the race as well, so just, you know, in terms of staying in or not, if you think it's dangerous to other drivers, then obviously, so, well, are you a reserve? I don't know if you're, I think you're reserving, aren't you? Oh, I don't know. I ain't got a clue. Just do what you think's best, mate. So, Connor Forward decides just to get out of the way of the leading group by moving off track. And he's rejoined at the back. So, safety car in this lap. We're going to get going. The top 5 all on the medium tyre. Bubble is remain on the hards, which may make it hard for him to defend from Joe's on fresh softs. When will Axel go? Here we go then. Anybody getting a run? Oh, there's one there. This is Joe Bradley getting a run on Bubble with those fresh soft tyres. Oh, what's happened? Don't know what happened there. Bubble just seemed to stop. That was a very, very strange moment, I have to say. Well, I have no idea what just happened. It was like Bubble just stopped on the corner. I think it was Bubble. Very strange moment indeed. Let's get back up then. Certainly Greza wouldn't have minded this safety car. This means he now has equal tyres to all those around him. Axel looking like he's probably going to be able to pull away again. Really on a different level tonight, Axel. Well, he is most nights when he races, in all fairness. Sets fastest lap again, 110.2 now. But, of course, the safety car as well has brought Big D back into it, as well as Joe and Jack. Order does have a penalty. I'm sure it's 5 seconds. I don't know why Paul stayed out. It's got a 5-second penalty. Surely you could have pitted and served that and got on fresh tyres, but I don't know. Stood around. Maybe there's some thinking behind it. Maybe he thinks there'll be another one. Here's Deadly Supreme with the fresh softs up against the 10 lap hards. 11 lap when he crosses the line. Goes through. And we've lost Connor at the final corner, and that will be another safety car. Now, big decisions to make of whether to come in or stay out. There may be the opportunity here for the guys that have been lapped. David Dell, Dylan Sutton. They might be able to unlap themselves if everybody pits. They'll be hoping and praying that everybody pits. Fortunately for Dylan, he's stuck down behind the Haas of T. So even if everybody did pit, I'm not convinced he'd be able to get back out again, get ahead. So he's unlapped. Oh, Jack picks himself up a drive-through penalty in the Mercedes. Well, what do they do? Axel is in. Apple is in. Greza stays out. Nick stays out. Big D is in. Joe stays out. Well, he's got to drive through in a way. Deadly Supreme stays out. Everybody else into the pits. Where is David Dale? Yeah, no, some others have stayed out as well by the looks of things. What's going on here? Tauri directly ahead of him, so that must be Mushroom Kingdom then. You stayed out there, yeah. 9 lap hold. So Bobble and Mushroom both staying out on 9 and 11 lap hold hards. Unless they're choosing just to do some extra laps on those before pitting. Maybe. Unfortunately though, for those guys that are lapped down, they didn't manage to unlap themselves. Not everybody pitted. I don't know, Connor. I've never noticed that, in all fairness. I'll keep my eye out for it. I've never noticed that. Well, it's always interesting. Some people make the decision to come in, some opt to stay out. Bobble now coming in to get rid of those hard tyres, but Mushroom stays out again. And the safety car will come in this next lap. So that is Mushroom staying on the worn hard tyres. I'm really surprised at that. It's on the left, says Connor. Okay, let's see if I can have a look. Stick with Greza and see if we can spot it on the way round this time. So, who's the standouts then? Who's really standing out tonight? Joe Bradley up 9 places, but I thought he had a drive. Oh no, it was Jack that got a drive through. So Joe's standing out, but he is on the worn tyres, so he's going to have to hold the guys behind off. Mushroom up 6, Big D up 7, Jack up 5, but has a drive through. Greza up 3. I think in terms of standing out for my driver of the day tonight, I think it's going to depend on what happens in this last stint now. Because if any of these guys can hold the fresh tyre guys off, then they'll definitely deserve the driver of the day. I mean, you should Apple. Do I reckon you get them? I mean, you should. You should. It's quite, yeah. I mean, it's 8 laps, so. Is it that bit you were on about there? That's not sticking out, I don't think. You said the start of the start-finish straight, so... Can't see anything. There is a car there. Can't see anything, Connor, unless I was looking in the wrong spot. Red Ops to go quite late. We've got a battle coming up here. Oh, there's a push, though, from... Red Bull on the Ferrari of Deadly Supreme. Yeah, that's dropping Deadly down a bit. Down to P8. He might get P7 back though off the Mushroom with the better grip. So, so Apple up to P4, Axel up to P5. 3 drivers to navigate their way past. Apple. Not quite sure how Apple's managed to get ahead of Axel, actually. I don't know whether that was on the restart or not. Must have been. And let's have a look at Joe Bradley here. Oh, it's always an awkward place to go side by side, but they did it well. We had a nice view of that with the helicopter cam. And that's just giving him a chance just to move away from Axel a little bit, who's still behind the Aston. He's going past now. And Big D's going to follow as well. In fact, Big D might have a look here at Axel. Not quite, not quite. So, I think Apple did manage to get away a little bit from Axel, but of course he's now caught the 2 guys on the medium tyres. They're worn, and so that's allowing Axel just to cut straight back up again. Difficult to drive this close when the guy in front of you is on worn tyres compared to you. You really do have to be able to drive with a high level of anticipation. I'm just going to go to the broadcast cam so that we can see all of these drivers, because oh, Apple, what have you done? Don't put the car side by side there. And, Axel's been given a 5-second pen, and Axel's dropping. Something's actually happened to Axel, and we got another safety car. He'll definitely be straight in. Well, he's lost his end plate, so he's going to be in, repair the wing, and get rid of 5 seconds. And that one was a big oops, Apple, I'm afraid. Ah, Connor, there's nothing there now. Yeah, I don't know then, mate. I don't know. Throttle glitched, says Apple. So we got another safety car then. It's going to take us up to the point where we can't have any more. So I think this safety car will come in lap 33. Leaving us 3 laps remaining with no possible safety car, so it's going to be a pure sprint to the end. But this time, this time, the guys that have pitted to the fresh tyres, Apple, Big D and Axel, and Mushroom Kingdom this time, they've got a lot more places to make up to get back to that podium. I think Axel will feel he's been completely robbed of a race win tonight, the way it's going. Assuming it doesn't somehow come back to him. Clearly had the pace over the field tonight, but such is the luck sometimes. Doesn't necessarily go your way. It definitely hasn't done that for Axel tonight. So we begin lap 32 under safety car. It should come in this lap, as I say. So really, no, I did say 33 tonight, but no, actually 32 should come in. So we should have 4 laps remaining of racing. Gives the guys on the fresh tyres a little bit more opportunity. This could be, well, I hope it's not, but this could be pretty messy because you've got all sorts of tyre life going through the field. The 3 guys at the very front, so Greza, Nick and Joe, are all on 11 laps on their tyres. Deadly Supreme in 4th is on 9 laps. Paul in 5th, maybe most ideally placed because he's on 5 lap mediums. So perhaps that's pretty good. Bubble on 4 lap softs. Jack 5 lap softs. Then you got Apple, Big D, Axel and Mushroom all on 1 lap softs. And that's the safety car laps. They're fresh softs basically. Again, the guys that were lapped down still didn't get to unlap themselves. I'm rather unlucky with that tonight. Safety car in this lap. Confirmation comes up. Where will Greza go this time? Left it reasonably late last time. Big D gets severe collision penalty. 5 seconds for severe collision with Apple. Some position changes going on, and there's a Mercedes Big D with no front wing. Oh dear. Don't quite know what's going on here. We've gone in away. Clearly massive confusion on the restart, but we are back underway. Big D is into the pits. And Apple as well pulls into the pits and retires. So Greza is underway, Nick following him, Joe in hot pursuit as well. Deadly Supreme, is there anything he could do about these guys ahead of him? He has a tyre advantage, but not much of one. In fact, I would argue his softs probably aren't as good as Greza and Nick's mediums right now. And if anybody does have a tyre advantage, it's this man. Oh, there's contact! And Paul ends up round, and so does Bobble, who was behind him. Bobble only loses 1 place, Paul loses 2. Paul's going to get a run here on Mushroom. He is indeed. As Axel once again sits fastest lap of the race and makes a move on Deadly Supreme. Paul runs deep into turn 1, doesn't make the corner, and he's now out. Won't be a safety car. Too late in the race now for any more safety cars, so we are going to the end regardless now of what happens. Greza, it looks like at the moment. So it's just got a little bit of a gap just to make up to Joe. As we're about to go on to lap 35, so 2 laps remaining. Axel has to get past Joe. And it won't look like Nick's going to get a run there, so let's go to Axel. Axel has to get past Joe here. Not only that, he's going to have to somehow get into DRS range of the front two. Presumably with an idea of potentially making a move into turn 1. And I have to say that Joe was rather nice to Axel there. Just moved out of his way. I don't know why he just did that. Axel got to... It's not just a case of getting into DRS range before the end of this lap. He needs to get into DRS range and be very, very close. And in fact, look, Greza's gapped Nick. And he's still got loads of energy. Greza is looking absolutely spot on to win this race now. I think Nick, having lost the DRS, Nick's only good thing here is that Axel is out of energy too. Nick can try and use some, won't he? Burning. He's just going to settle for P3 by the looks of it. So Axel up the inside of Nick. He's going to go after Greza, but Greza was still 40% energy, just over 40% energy, has a clear ERS advantage. DRS will be active at the moment, of course. Could end up with a little drag race to the line at the end. I really fancy if Greza could hold on to some of that battery. He'd be able to win that drag race, but here we go then. This is where it's all going to happen, if it's going to happen at all. DRS open. He's got to run. He's got the slipstream. He's going to do this. Surely he is going to do it. He takes the lead and wins in Zandvoort by 0.04 of a second. Oh, Greza. Unlucky, mate. Nick takes a fantastic P3. Joe also P4. I think it's been superb today, Joe. Well done, man. Deadly Supine P5. Bubble in P6. Mushroom 7. Jack P8, Big D P9, and David P10. Dylan, I don't think Dylan's even been here the whole race, so I don't think he was able to get back in. And T in 12. Wow, okay. Well, Axel's nicked the win. I could see Greza giving a penalty in PRF1 for that. To Axel for Friday nights. Here they are on the podium. So let's just move on from that and let's get them in for a quick chat. Axel also takes past this lap with a 110.1. So I guess that's a Grand Slam for him in the end. Didn't lead every lap though, so don't really count, does it? Let's get Greza in. Just a quick chat tonight, guys. And Axel. Here we go. Getting to join. Let's go to Discord. Yeah, I've done that. I've invited him. Right. I want to try and keep this pretty quick in a way, Greza, tonight. So, yeah. So just have a quick chat. So, Greza, I mean, if I was you, I'd be straight into PRF1 server right now and giving Axel a penalty for that at the end, because that just ain't on. I can't believe he's actually done that. um, oh yeah, Nick just saying sorry you can't join. He's got things to do. Yeah, I mean, take us through it, mate. I think part of me says that Axel probably deserves to win because ultimately he was the fastest on the track. Um, yeah, but to be so close, it must be a little bit gutting, mate. Yeah. No. I think if you see it back later or something, you'll see actually the moment that probably allows Axel to win is if I'm going to be honest, Joe Bradley basically moves over for him and lets him through on the
Can't do
straight out of the
that.
hairpin up the hill. So yeah, he just didn't want to battle. I think he was quite happy to take a P4. He
To
did
be
very
honest,
well
if it
tonight,
was
Joe.
if I was in this situation, it's not my race, so I don't know. Two ways to look at it, isn't it? But
Yeah, but yeah, he's never going to be behind you as close as he was at that point if Joe doesn't let him through then. But that's picking hairs a little bit, I guess. But yeah, yeah, it's a little bit gutting, but a very good race from you, mate. And you are my driver of the day today.
fantastic,
Again,
thank you.
I think I said that last week, so I can't remember. Um, okay. So yeah, well done. Did I see Axel join then?
He's
Axel?
here, Robin
He's here.
bastard.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, can't really argue with that. Um, Axel? Yeah, yeah. So, yeah, I was just saying to Greza that if I was him, I would nip straight into the PRF1 chat and give you a penalty for Fangio for doing that to him. Take us through it, mate. Hmm. Yeah, but you were 10.5 seconds in front. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That was Big D's Mercedes. They didn't have a front wing, unfortunately. There was a collision between him and Apple, and he'd lost his front wing. So that's what had happened there. Um, Yeah, so I'm not sure why he got away without a penalty. Maybe Big D at some point moved off the track. I don't know. So perhaps it did that. Um, but yeah, I'm sure it'd been a penalty that you could have got removed though, because you're not expected to drive behind someone that's going 5 miles an hour until the line. So um, yeah, um, yeah, and then you come round for the end of the race. You come round the penultimate corner. Pick up a bit of a slipstream. DRS opens, and you just. I mean, you just followed round and picked up the slipstream all the way around the corner. Absolutely flew off the final corner. To be honest, it was so obvious when you come off the final corner that you were going to get it, even though it was only 400ths of a second.
It was insane.
Um, yeah, but yeah, but I was saying to Greza, I think if there's a moment there that allows you to do that, I think it's back a little bit earlier where Joe Bradley actually just seems to move out the way for you, coming out of the hairpin and up the hill. Yeah, yeah. So I think you owe him a beer, to be honest. Um, um, all right. Well done to both of you and to Nick tonight as well, who can't join us unfortunately, because he's got daddy duties to do. So um, I think then, do either of you know where we are next week?
It's Austria Sprint.
Austria, of course it is. Yeah, penultimate race, isn't it? I think.
Yeah.
Last race. Yeah. So we'll keep an eye on that. But yeah, so we're here for the Austria Sprint next week. So it'd be. What's the format there, Greza? Is it short quali still?
Yeah, it starts at 15 minutes earlier. There's no server issues like tonight.
Yeah.
So 8 o'clock.
Yeah. Yeah. So 8 o'clock start, short quali, sprint race, and 50% race. Um, I mean, I normally ask you guys what you feel about the track, but I mean, it's Austria. Everybody, whether you like the track or not, is one thing, but everybody knows the track. Everybody is
Yeah.
okay at the track, aren't they? I think it's probably the easiest track in the game, I'd
It's
say.
boring
So
because of DRS this year. It's boring because if you don't have
yeah,
it, you're fucked.
yeah, it's covers more of the track. DRS seems to be active more of the track than not, doesn't it, in Austria? So it's just it's just a train. If you fall out a bit, you're done basically. Um, yeah, I agree with that. So okay, all right then, guys. So I will be back live on Tuesday at 8 o'clock for WAOF1. So come and join me for that one, please. For that is a sprint race as well. Although I can't remember where we are. And yeah, I think that's about it. So thank you very much to everybody that's watched along. Thanks to everybody that watches back at a later point. I really appreciate it. I hope you've enjoyed your weekends. Have a good week, and I'll see you soon.